And here we are live. Hello, people. I know in Australia they're probably all in bed at the moment, but that's okay. They can watch the replay. Welcome to this interview, to this chat. Let me know in the comments where you're from. We'd love to know where you're listening from. And I'd love to welcome Callie here. Now, we haven't met in person, but we have seen each other a fair bit online lately through our online business. Callie is from Las Vegas, and she hasn't been in our business very long, but she is dynamite. She's very magnetic and she's loving it, and she's making great headway. So I'd love to introduce you to Callie. Lovely to have you here
Thank
from,
you.
all the way from Las Vegas. I'm from Australia, but at the moment I'm traveling. So I'm broadcasting from Oslo at the moment in Norway. And that's the beauty for my business. It's so portable. You can do it anywhere. So Kelly, I just have a few questions here. I want to run through with you. First of all, what is your story? What were you doing before you started with this online business? Would you share a bit of your backstory before you jumped online with
Sure,
us?
sure. I would love to. I know I'm like a lot of women that are getting a little older, looking at their life. So that's what was happening to me. I was looking around at my life and the stress that was coming to me from having a small business in the horse industry that it was just honestly not profitable. Looking at my retirement and what we call here in the United States Social Security income. And then we have some passive income. And I was looking at that compared to the costs of living life and the costs of having horses and just the stress and the physical work. So we own a horse property where we board horses, and it's every single day. You can't leave you, and it's not just in the mornings, it's throughout the day to take care of the horses, make sure they're fed, make sure they're safe. And it was so interesting. I had this government for our license. I call this like a ball and chain. And
Mm.
and I was just like, oh my God, she's 100% right. So what that means is like a ball and chain in prison. And
Yeah.
I was just shocked. That I was something I will never forget because it was so true. And this government official knows me from the horse business locally, and we always get A ratings in our property here, so it's not a problem. But that she was here, but what she said just struck me, and I started to think about that. So I started to call this a small business prison. That it's
Mm.
not as much of small business is more like a prison. No time freedom, no time to travel. Yeah, you and the statistics show the small businesses only make about 250,000 a year
Mm.
gross. Then they have to
Yeah.
pay all the yeah, they have to pay all the expenses. So
Exactly.
what do they take home, not
Yeah.
much. And in our business, it's interesting across the US. I'm in another Facebook group, and really none of us are making any money. We're just doing it because
Mm.
of our love for the horses. But I spent hundreds of thousands of dollars doing this to have my passion business.
Yeah.
And so that was, and then I'm getting older, and I'm looking at the cost rising, looking at our income, and I'm just saying, wait a minute, I have to do something different. This isn't going to work. This has to stop. So
Yeah.
when that's my backstory, that was how things started to shift for me, and I started to look for things to make a change in my life.
Mm. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's so interesting, Kelly, because I think, especially a lot of us horsey women, we love our horses. It's a passion, but to actually do it as a business full time, there's no real money in it, is it? Horses eat a lot of money, and especially looking in the future at our age, you can't physically maintain that for
Yeah.
the next 10, 20 years. So what was your land in this line in the sand moment, Kelly? Why did you get started with this business model?
Okay. This was kind of like all these things are perfect storm brewing, right? And so one day I love teaching. I love horse training. I love teaching. But it's just common to have cancellations in lessons. People are busy, they live across town, there's too much traffic, somebody gets sick, and then it just was like one more cancellation. I prepare myself, I get ready, I don't do anything else. I get, and then it was just another cancellation. And I said, I can't control this. People are going to do what they do, and that outside exterior effect on my life, I just didn't want to do that anymore. So that was really it was a little needle in the haystack that just kind of tipped over and said, all right, that's enough. I just didn't really want to be in that position anymore.
No, fair enough. You basically had no control
Right.
over what happened, when you could teach or not teach, when the money was coming in or not. So yeah, that would be very frustrating. So, and why did you get started with this particular business model that we have?
Right.
What attracted you?
Okay. There's several things that attracted me because I am a business owner and I do have, an eye for business. And I was looking at the business prepackaged business model and the community support. So when I started my horse business, I knew that I would be kind of alone. I knew I would be traveling on a lonely journey, and I did. Didn't really have any support. Some members of our community were, but what I noticed that was there were several big deals, but one of them was the community and support, because I don't want to do business by myself anymore. It's too lonely, and then it's the learning curve. I don't have that many years, be it a 20-year learning curve. I don't want to do that. So I can learn quickly in the community. The online training platform that is a part of our business model is teaching me quickly. As long as I go in there and I apply myself and I learn about it, I'm learning quickly. So that was one of the things that I saw. And the other thing that I saw was a compensation plan. Like the money, okay? It's just like, well, we want to live free. We want to do all these things. You have to have money to do that.
Exactly.
And the compensation plan was like, to me, as a business person, it's like a no-brainer.
Yeah.
No-brainer. And in the past, when I earned high commissions in sales, my high ticket commission was large. And so I was multiplying that. And so I made a lot of money. But, in a small business, your little teeny tiny commissions or an hourly lesson rate, forget that. These commissions are significant. And the products are super fantastic for health and well-being. And I benefit from it. So I could see all these positive things. I could see no risk, nothing that I was going to get into that I wasn't going to make the full decision. And yes, I'm doing this, and I can see why and how. It was so obvious to me, total no-brainer for those reasons.
Yeah, beautiful. And that's exactly what it was for me. It's the community that really attracted me to start with, of course, and the products. Yeah, they are fantastic, and you buy them for life, basically. You have the full use of them for life. And then, the commission plan, I'm still getting my head around that, really, but it's so unique that it's patented. There's nothing else really out there. So that's fantastic. So what have you seen so far in your journey, and how has it changed your life? What has the impact been on your life since you started with this business?
That was so cool. The impact, I think, for me personally has been that I love being an entrepreneur, and I've kind of gotten away from it because I was in a static, repetition mode over and over every day. And when I found this, I found joy again returning in my life, mostly because of the fellowship with the people and the community, and like we're all cheering each other on. Everyone is so generous, and I feel like I'm really being supported, where before I was, like I mentioned, on this lone wolf kind of thing. But for me, I realize that I love being an entrepreneur. I love the discovery of self and changing my mindset and stepping back and say, I used to think that I had, you know, a certain mindset. I used to think that, but now I have to be honest. I'm like, do you really have that? And so the growth on changing my mindset and working on myself has been so powerful that, that in itself as and things that has brought forth in me, which is just more happiness, more joy. I'm more thankful. I have a vision. I see things happening, and it's excitement. That's it's happening, and I'm seeing the results, so that I know that I'm applying myself properly. And if I'm not, I have coaching, and I can learn. And so I think just the whole morphing of changing myself to become a better version of myself, or the next level of where I need to go or be. That's just exciting that there's that growth here.
That is, and I'm glad you touched on that, because that's what this business has done for me as well. Just the personal development and growth, and from the community, the support, and from our leaders. They give it 1000%. Honestly, they are so generous with their knowledge, their time, and what they're giving us. And the skills we learn are amazing. And if you are stuck, there's always somebody there to help you, to point you in the right direction, to cheer you on. So you're not alone. So you've already touched on, you have a vision. So what is your vision over the next 2 to 5 years, Callie?
Right. My vision is to be able to change a little bit of my current business structure with my horses, create more time space so that I can actually retire my husband as well, because he works here on the ranch day in, day out. So that's mostly my biggest vision, is so that we can retire from this and keep horses that we know for friends and people that have been here for a long time. I don't want people to just think I'm closing the doors. But it has to make sense for our lives as we age, and I want to travel more. My husband's from the Philippines, and he hasn't been home in over 10 years, so it would be nice that he could go. And so just to reduce the work, travel more, have more time freedom, and build that covered arena over here. Cover over there, because it's so hot.
I love that.
Stuff like that.
That's great. That's a great goal to have. I mean, you're already sort of living on your dream property, but because of the time it takes you to manage it, it'd be great to have extra income to actually change that, but still keep living there. That's fantastic. So now we've touched on the community, and what have you seen in others having success and making money and having time freedom? You've seen others do that in our community. Can you touch on that a bit?
Oh my gosh, I see so many people, like what they're doing and what they're achieving. And I know a gal who she did retire her husband, and he put his tools down, and another gal and her husband are now working together in the business. And he used to be in a corporate job, and she used to be in theater. And now they moved to their dream home near the beach, and they work the business together, and they're with their children more. And you can't do that without money. You have to have the income to be able to live that way. And I see what I really see is how putting in effort in the beginning, and time and effort, and then some people just take off, like they're doing amazing things in as little as 5 years, or 2 years. Some are 6 months or 1 year. But like if you think about making serious income in 5 years, that's pretty significant. And so I see a lot of people making success in their life journey, in their personal journey, and also in their financial journey, creating that time freedom. Some are traveling, full time, going around the country where they want to go. And they're just being able to do the things that they've dreamed about doing, but never really had the vehicle to do it. And that's
exactly
exciting.
Oh, fantastic. Thanks so much for your time here, Callie, and for your insights. It was very interesting to hear your side of the story. So if you are curious and if you would like to know more about what we do, reach out to Callie or myself and we will drop you into a webinar. That's how we all started. Watch your webinar and learn more about how we change lives. So thank you very much for your time. And yeah, lovely to have you here.
It was so great being here. Thank you, Maria.
Bye-bye.